Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode.
Hello, we're always back.
Okay, and so thank you for always supporting us and our channel. For those of you who are new, we do drop videos like this every week where we help you navigate through your spiritual journey.
Yeah.
Okay, and so for this episode, it's something that we want to give a different light to. We have spoken about frequencies, vibrations. This is going to be a different take on it. So for those of you who are new, if you have not already, go ahead and like and subscribe. As I said, we watch videos like this weekly. So today, what are we talking about?
What are we talking about? Okay.
What would you like to know?
So like she mentioned, we are going to touch up on frequency a little bit, right?
Yes.
And really just highlight on a concept that it's called harmonic resonance. So why don't we start with a fresh definition so that we know what that even means.
Exactly.
Okay? And we are going to dive into a little bit of science, guys. So if you like where science and spirituality meet, you will absolutely love this episode.
This is the spot.
Right?
Yeah, so based on that, like a broad definition of harmonic resonance would be the theory of sound and, objects and how it relates to each other and in the universe.
Right.
So sound.
And I'm noticing that you said each object. So that means everything, right? From this table to the plants, okay, to other people, to things, places, all have its own unique sound.
Yes, it does. Okay, and now what's interesting about that is although, because we think obviously humans have sound, but none of objects that aren't alive also have a sound. Though we can't really hear it unless we are, equipping it. That's where the science part of it comes in.
Exactly.
The electronic devices that are used.
And that's even an equation, right? Harmonic resonance.
It is.
So if you want to dive into physics, there's an actual equation that measures this, okay? Now, really, when we're referring to harmonic resonance, that is the relationship between two different beings, things that are vibrating together to create a sound or music. And come to think of music, right? Because I remember you were saying earlier about how, from God's perspective, from God's point of view, we're all just playing our own music, like
music to his ears.
Music to his ears. So he doesn't hear, the things that you speak, although that probably have its own music as well. But when he thinks of you, it's a sound. You're a sound, okay?
Yes, we are. And depending on your frequency, right? Like, not to say, but if we're taking accountability for healing, we're a pleasing sound.
Yes.
Musical note. If we're not, and we're more so in the lower negative frequency where we should be residing, it's probably more of a dun dun dun.
Yes, like very dense and just much lower frequencies, okay? And that is, it's so interesting how that relates to a lot of things. But we don't have a lot of time to talk about everything it relates to, right?
Yeah.
But more specifically, not just the people that resonates with sounds, even the shape of your eyes.
Even, listen, y'all, the shape of our eyes, the color of it, the size of your shoes, the shape of your body, the texture of your hair, each have its own unique sound
that vibrates together into what makes your song, right?
Your unique fingerprint of music, if you will,
and the universal world. This is combining the physics, the geometry, and as well as the spirituality. It's really phenomenal, guys, if you can follow through. Okay, so now that we've gotten to the point where we're able to say everything has its own unique sound, right? Now let's talk about the physical manifestations of these sounds. That's literally what we are. So when you see the shape of us, right?
Yeah.
You see that and God hears the sound. That sound, what? Manifested into this being.
Exactly.
Okay? But there's more, because we can now bring geometry into this, right? Because even shapes like hexagons, triangles, squares, circles, there are all physical manifestations of sound. And there are even scientists who were able to, test this theory by putting little sand and stuff like that. And we might have mentioned this in previous videos.
Definitely.
I think, the one that we talk about frequencies, But yes, so you'll see that the shape starts to form with the sin or whatever particles that they put on the disc, and then they have the vibrational sounds.
And they start moving in harmony, which is the beautiful part of it, because obviously you as an individual, you make your own unique sound. But what that's not really much of a challenge, as to say, or a relationship if it's just you, right? Because the whole point of it is to bring other sounds to it to create a harmony.
To create that song.
Yeah.
And I wonder, guys, since we're killing the planet, I wonder what that song sounds like. You know, that's probably how they're able to tell in the universal perspective, like, this planet is dying. Look at the sound, the song that it's making, the song that's coming out of it, right? Because everything has life and sound, and we are just physical manifestations of sound and vibration, okay? Now let's bring that to where two people come together.
Okay.
If you have harmonic resonance, so like two unique people, right?
That part.
Creating their own sound and vibration, okay? If you have harmonic resonance, that sound, when you come together, creates that vibration, creates that, I like to think of it as like the helix, you know, like for the DNA. You see how they just fit together, and there's no disruption, okay? No. They just flow together. And nobody's changing directions for anybody. Let's say they were already floating in the same, because that's what harmonic resonance is. You know what I mean? It's the liking that, and that relates to what law of attraction as well.
It does, yeah. The law of vibration, the law of frequency, all of those kind of like very much ties in together, because like, for example, we're sitting here, right, and we're not touching, but if you think about it, spirituality or from an energetical point of view, our energy is touching.
Yes.
Right? So we're right here, but the field that we have is already intertwining with each other.
Exactly.
And that's how it is when you step out into the environment, the world.
So you're interacting with those other frequencies, and you'll find that there's some frequencies of people you don't really like or resonate with, and then there's some frequencies of others that you like. And that's part of the harmonic resonance rule too. It's like, you know, it's kind of like a repellent for, oh, this vibration doesn't feel good. This person, or you'll even get a bad vibe about them. And it's not like it could always mean the person is bad or two people are bad. It's just like they're vibrating at different frequencies.
Exactly.
So it doesn't really create a great sound, you know, when there's no harmonic resonance and these two sounds just clash together, right? Like
that part.
It just creates destruction.
Okay, and even if you kind of like think about it from an artist's point of view, how we're always creating, always bettering ourselves, right? Say if we're musicians, say you play these two notes, and those two notes are just fine, right? They go together, sure. But then it's kind of like, but then this other note makes a better note. Like from that point of view, obviously as a creator, we always want the best for ourselves and for each other. We're gonna rise to that occasion to create that better note, that better frequency, and that harmony. So like you were saying, and I do love that, because it's not just like, oh, this person is bad or this and that. It's not about good or bad. It's just finding that resonance where you can actually at ease create that peace without even the path of least resistance is what we're trying to basically say with the harmonic resonance here.
Yes, there will be no once you reach that moment of harmonic resonance. And I just love how there's an actual like equation in physics for this. Like if only we could measure our harmonic resonance with different people, and it's a number, and that could help us just like, that number's too low, we ain't gonna go together.
Right, like up to you, but I'm just gonna go that way because I'm looking for a higher.
Yes, because once you do meet that person who vibrates with you, and it's not just about, a companion, love match, it's also friends, business partners, people with like-mindedness, all things like that. You vibrate together and it creates this beautiful sound. And, like she was saying, the path of least resistance, right? Everything just kind of flows. And I think, that's supposed to be the way of things. A lot of people are too comfortable with the opposite of what harmonic resonance is, where they just push through the discomfort. They push through, they know this person doesn't make them feel good deep down inside, but they'll just continue making excuses for why you should keep this person in your life. You know what I mean? Or why you should continue to pursue this business. Oh, but I could make a lot of money with them. It don't matter. Like really, if you can pick up on that feeling and your gut feeling and go with it, it'll be the best thing you can do for yourself.
Right? And so what do you guys think about this? Because it's, harmonic resonance is very much quantum physics, mechanical physics, as well
geometry as well.
Right. And so it's like that theory of everything being sound, and us being music to God's ear.
Yes.
Always makes me want to be like, I want to play the best notes.
Okay, girl.
Because I want God to hear the best of me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think everyone should rise to that occasion where you're making the best musical notes for yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. And guys, I mean, just really be careful about who you keep around you. Because everything that is in our environment also feeds your minds, it feeds your soul. And that's why it's important, you know what I mean? To meet with the harmonic resonance thing, because they will feed you and flourish you and nurture you, that group of people, you know what I mean, that like really vibes with you. It will take you to next levels, to different places. You're going to bloom, flourish into somebody you never thought you could become, honestly.
Yeah, and that's what we want for you. That's what we want to help you navigate through your life. Because honestly, let's talk about it. Have you ever heard of this musical beat that when it hits you like, wow, this is it right there.
You know what I mean?
Go beat that.
And you just vibe into it.
Okay, the beat is hitting everything. Go be that for your life and follow that journey through.
And everything, that we're saying, that's the, it helps. Science helps in that sense to explain the spirituality portion of this, right?
Yeah.
Which is why I love bringing that into it for the people who are very skeptical. Because for me, spirituality what bridged the gap for a lot of these different subjects we had in school, like language, math, science. And we all thought that, okay, where we ever gonna need this? You know what I mean? But when you bring spirituality into it, for me, it answers all the questions that the teachers couldn't answer for me. Because I remember geometry class, I aced it.
Yeah.
I didn't pass. There was not one test that I didn't pass, but not besides passing, but also get at least a 96, 98. That's how well I was doing in that class. And yet I still left feeling like I didn't learn anything because of the simple questions that I thought should have been simple that my teachers couldn't answer. So this is why this is life-changing for me with this perspective and all.
It is.
And really, guys, take into account, and I love how just, knowledge in general is spread out all over the world through music, through the subjects that we're learning.
Exactly.
For whoever can piece the pieces together, the pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah, and maybe that's your mission out there, for you to go ahead and put the pieces back to yourself together, so you can sound like a well-tuned music, to God's ear.
Yes.
So definitely work, for those of you who are, inquiring about that, where that your life is definitely a disruption and you don't see harmony in that, dive in deeper. It could be cutting something. It could be cutting some things out. It could be, diet changes. It could just be reassessing your environment.
Yes, and the people in it.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes the song. You, your environment, the people in it.
All of these are ingredients in that big old musical pot. Come on now.
Can we make some music? For real. Harmonious music. Nothing destructive. And it's easy to tell when, two people are not in harmonic resonance. It's so easy because you guys are always at odds.
Bickering, this and that.
There's just odd disagreements. You never really see eye to eye. It's always like a miss. Someone is always having to do more of the sacrifices than the other. It's just not harmonious.
Yes. Exactly. And so if that's you, take accountability for your life. Only you can change your life. You know what I mean? There are solutions around us everywhere if we're seeking for it. So go out there and be that, be your own guru, as we like to say, in your life, and make those changes. And for those of you who are already living in harmonic, resonance in that peaceful environment, let us know, how did you come about it?
Feel? What? How does it make you feel? Doesn't it feel like you're floating through life?
Okay.
That's literally what it feels like. That they're the type of person where they always get what they want. Oh, life is easy for them.
Oh, they're so lucky. Well, are they? Well, the thing about luck is that we like to say we work for luck, in a sense that you work on yourself and then now the luck just comes on.
It just keep on coming, boo-boo. That's it. But this is what we have on
Yeah.
Harmonic Resonance, and we thought it was great to bring it back around and from a different side, perspective, more scientific. For those of you who just love science
and music, right? Everything else. And if you guys resonated with this, definitely give us a thumbs up and like this video. Like I said, we do drop videos like this similar every weekly where we help you navigate your spiritual journey. So
and make your way back to your soul.
Oh,
that's the ultimate goal, right?
Yes,
make your way back to your soul.
Mm-hmm. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.